Whoa, on the radio. Whoa. Oh, hey, Tubies. Just like your vibe. Well, you caught me. I'm just having a little practice. I'm getting ready for New Year's. You know, we're going to be partying here at Spirit Channel, so I was just getting warmed up doing a little vocal practice because I think I might be singing on New Year's Eve. Along with singing, you got to be here at Spirit Channel. We're doing a live broadcast at 11 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. You can figure out what time zone that is where you are. That's Eastern U.S. time, 11 p.m. We're going to ring in the new year. I'm doing my annual predictions, and we're doing it live this year, so you don't want to miss it. Join the party here at Spirit Channel. You guys are rocking. I am so glad you're here today. I tell you, I'm having such a good day. It's Friday. It's been a busy week, but I'm thanking the spirit world for their wonderful guidance and blessing. Anyways, thought I'd show you. Look at this cool shirt that I got on today. I don't know if y'all have seen this. This is a mystical shirt. I got St. Jude. I've always loved St. Jude. But I got this shirt. I'm loving it. I'm wearing it. And I want to give a shout out to one of my viewers. His name is Moonwolf. And Moonwolf, or is it Wolf Moon? Moonwolf. I got to look your name. I'm sorry. I know who you are. I'm just blanking. But anyways, I think it's Moonwolf. Moonwolf loves St. Jude. And I was at his channel. He has St. Jude on his altar. So, Moonwolf, I thought you'd like to see. I love St. Jude too. I got him with me. You know, I always say the saints are spirit guides, you know. No matter what your religion, saints will help you, you know. I'm a Wiccan, but I still pray to St. Jude. Anyways, guys, I'm so glad you're here. Well, today is Friday, and you know what that means? UFO Friday. And I want to come talk to you guys about a subject that's kind of controversial. You know, in the UFO community nowadays, everybody talks about the gray aliens. Everybody says, oh, the grays are here. That's who the aliens of the universe are. But you know, it's really been my experience that we always talk about these aliens and we say, where are they? We say, oh, they come from another galaxy, you know, on the other side of our galaxy, far, far away. But, you know, we never stop to consider that life is much closer. Now, you know, last week we talked about Mars. And I said there is and has been life on Mars. There are evidences of an ancient civilization that basically we believe has gone underground. And what's amazing is the scientists and NASA are now starting to say, we're discovering anomalies on Mars. Almost looks like there could be, and they're just hinting at it, an ancient civilization. Well, everybody for years has always said, you know, Mars had little green men on it. But really, if you study the phenomena of Mars, you realize that the Martians literally look like us. They're humanoid. They could walk into your local supermarket and you'd be none the wiser. Another branch of aliens that is also in our planetary system comes from the planet Saturn. And Saturn is also host to a whole race of beings that look exactly like us. The Venusians, the Martians, and the Saturnians all work together, and they all look alike, literally. They look like us. Now, the interesting thing is people say, well, you know, Bob, life on Saturn, the atmosphere has been proven, it can't support life, you know, the atmosphere is not right, how could they be humanoid? Well, what you have to understand is that these races of beings are so far advanced. They're able to create pressured, sealed underground cities that are impervious to the atmospheric anomalies of those planets. And so it is very possible, not only possible, it is really probable and is happening that there is life also on planet Saturn. Back in the 1950s, as many of you know, this was a big wave of UFO activity. Right after World War II, a lot of the alien races took a very serious interest in Earth. And at that time, many of them reached out to make contact with Earthlings. This has all been documented and covered in many books. I'll put some links at the end for that. I don't have the books with me because my books are in storage right now. But there are many documents that show that humans on Earth interacted with aliens, and they were not little green men, but they were humans and spoke fluent English or any language that the visitor encountered. So If, like you were in Japan, the Martians or Saturnians or Venusians would speak perfect Japanese. It happens to be that a lot of them were in Europe and in the Western Europe and in the United States where the encounters took place. And so the reports that we have luckily show a lot of, English was being used. And the thing why this is important is as I have said, I do believe that in the next 2 years we're going to have full-scale disclosure. Now, some psychics disagree with me. They say, Psychic Bob, I believe the Greys are going to be brought out first because the United States has a contract with the Greys. That could well be, but I personally believe that the main concern is going to be human reception of these beings. And if they bring out the Greys, a lot of people are going to be prejudiced towards them because they look, well, frankly, so very different and strange by Earth standards that most people will be terrified of them. No matter how much the government tries to pontificate and say they're friendly, they're nice, people aren't going to accept them. They're just too different than us. This is why I believe that the plan will eventually evolve, that it will be either Pleiadians or Pleiadian-based races that are introduced to the Earth. I believe that they are very much now even amongst us at this time. The reason why we're talking about Saturn, though, today is that you very rarely hear about Saturn. And as we turn into the new year, there's a lot of talk about the influence of Saturn in the astrology. And Saturn in the realm of astrology deals with issues of wisdom. I call it the breaks of the zodiac. It slows things down sometimes, but it allows you to reflect on your actions. And so from Saturn comes the concept of wisdom. And it's believed, interestingly, that the people who come from Saturn are very wise people. And I do know that in the future, when we meet with the alien races, we're going to meet the Martians, we're going to meet the Venusians and the Saturnians. All of them look exactly like us. Okay, this has all been documented and recorded. What's very interesting is that documents are now leaking out of the CIA and various military intelligence agencies that are pointing to the fact that the United States government is well aware of these races. And they themselves in their own records have confirmed that the races of these planets are humanoid. Now, according to them, also on the planet of Saturn, there is another race of being as well. And they are actually an ethereal energy form that has a consciousness. Supposedly from Saturn, there are beings also, besides the humanoids, who look like an energy field, literally like a field of light, but it has full consciousness and can interact with us. Now, what's interesting about that is, in the United States, we've been very focused on artificial intelligence. It's believed that this artificial intelligence may have a connection to the Saturnian beings that they've encountered. Because what the American government has discovered is that beings, oops, my light just went out, that beings exist in a form of pure energy with an intelligence. So could it be that we could create a form of energy that captures a level of intelligence? I believe that the advances in AI are connected to our interactions with the planet Saturn. Anyways, don't believe my word for it. I'm going to put a link below to a fascinating article where some intelligence operatives reveal what is going on, particularly in our own solar system. So, I encourage you guys to be open to the fact that humanoids, that human life, exists at least on 3 planets. I've also heard that it exists on the planet Uranus as well that are humanoid. Now, people are going to say, well, gee, Bob, the conditions on those planets aren't like on Earth, so how did they evolve? Well, it's believed that most of the life in our solar system was seeded by the Pleiadians. Now, as I've said it before, and time will prove me right, all the humanoid life that exists throughout the cosmos has a Pleiadian connection ultimately. So when we look at the Pleiades star system, it's from that star system that human life began. And it is the Pleiades star system that seeded life on Earth, Mars, Venus, and Saturn, and Uranus. So these planets all have life that literally look just like us. So this is going to be very interesting in the coming years to watch how this happens. What's very fascinating about the humanoids from these planets are that they are all able to communicate telepathically with one another and with us. And so I do expect in the coming year we're going to see a rise and increase in communications of telepathic communications, I should say, coming from these planets. I believe we're all getting prepared for the great revelation that life is not only out there, but life is already here from out there. And we're going to start to understand our place in the cosmos. So I invite all of you, to read the article below and be open to considering that life began out there. I think that it's far more profound than we realize. Now, as many of you know, I have told you that I'm an O blood type. And it's believed that the O blood type, especially the Rh negative factor, do not have a connection to Earth beings. It's believed that those of us who fall under that blood type may actually have alien DNA. And I have been told that I have a connection to the Pleiadians. So who knows, maybe I'm part Martian as well. You never know. But it is very fascinating. And so I encourage all of you, do some exploration on the humanoid life. Everybody talks about the Greys. We know all about that. And not that that's not important, but I always feel like in ufology that people are overlooking the whole races of people on Mars, on Venus, and on Saturn. These planets are so much closer than, the far side of the Andromeda galaxy. And so we have life much closer. And, I think we want to keep watching NASA. They're going to be putting out more and more. The things that you see coming out about Mars are just preparatory. They're getting people open to the concept that, what if there was a pyramid on Mars? What if there was an ancient civilization? See, once they can get people to get over their fear and think well, there could have been life on Mars, it's going to be much easier for people to step into, oh, there really is still life on Mars. So you see, for those of us who are spiritually minded and follow this, this is nothing new, it's nothing shocking. But for those who have never considered it, this is going to be a major time of shock and change. And so all of us who are light workers, we're really called to study up, get knowledgeable, learn about our own connection to all this, and in turn and in time, we'll be able to share that with those who need to know it. So anyways, that's my 2 cents today. I just want to bring in the information about Saturn and the types of beings found on it. I'm going to put a link below again to this article I want you guys to go look at. Very fascinating stuff. Again, I think it's not an accidental leak. I believe that a lot of stuff right now is actually being purposely leaked from the intelligence agencies and military intelligence in order to prepare people for what's coming. As a psychic, I've already seen it. So when I read these reports, I'm like, yeah, I already knew that. But it's kind of neat to see it coming out now. So let's all get ready. It's going to get interesting. Well, anyways, guys, tell me in the box below, have you heard about life on Saturn or Uranus or Mars or Venus? Maybe you've encountered an alien from one of those planets. Maybe you've received a telepathic communication. I'd love to hear it. I'm open to receiving. I know in my past I've received telepathic communications from the Pleiadians. I would love to connect to a Martian or a Venusian or a Saturnian. So, I'm going to be open to that, And who knows, maybe they'll channel through me one day. Anyways, guys, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming tomorrow, Saturday. That means time for Saturday night seance. Don't miss it. You want to be here. Anyways, make sure to be here again on Sunday, this Sunday at 11 p.m. We're doing the Witching Hour live. We're having my live annual predictions for 2018. 2018 psychic predictions here at Spirit Channel. Make sure to be here. Ring in the new year with us. We're going to have fun. Well, I'm going to put on my sunglasses and work on my singing. Whoa! Ooh. All right, I got to work on it. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Till then, may you always blessed be.